And on a great American panel is Democratic pollster, Fox News contributor, author of Hopelessly Divided, Doug Schoen is here. He's the political editor of townhall.com and a radio talk show host. Guy Benson is back. And she, Leanne Tweeden, the biggest fan of our military in the history of Iran and Afghanistan. You now have the Leanne app.
I do, Leanne Tweeden app, and people can write letters to our troops, and half of the money from the app actually goes back to help our wounded veterans and their families. All
right, here's liberalism on display. I mean, he's never been that bright anyway, but here's Bill Press.
It is a major crusade of mine, a major cause of mine, and that is to get rid of the Star-Spangled Banner. The national anthem is just absolutely, monumentally unsingable. I mean, there's so much wrong with it. I don't know where to start. But it's an abomination. All kinds of, a lot of national anthems are that way too, all kinds of military jargon. And the land, there's only one phrase, the land of the free, which is kind of nice. And the home of the brave, I don't know.
I mean, I get that part of it.
Are we the only ones who are brave on the planet? I mean, all the brave people live here. I mean, it's just stupid, I think. I'm embarrassed every time. Embarrassed every time I hear it.
You want to, well,
Hold on, I have
America.
to take a deep breath right now because I might say something inappropriate.
Say it. Go ahead.
I would buy him a plane ticket anywhere else he'd like to go in this world.
Oh, wait, I'll get him, I'll take it a step further. We'll get him a private jet.
Perfect.
I'll pay for it, but he's got to promise not to come back.
There you go. So, somebody like that.
He thinks it's such an embarrassment. He thinks the song's...
I mean, he's missing the point completely. Obviously, he probably never served in uniform and even understands the history of this nation. And so we're just saying we're proud of our brave men and women, and he's saying, well, we're not saying we're the only people with brave people. What happened to self-pride? I hate these people that are apologetic about our history and about what we've been through as a country.
Say that.
Right, he has the right to say it. Sure, of course.
Came because people fought for that.
Well, first of all, a couple priorities
brave people.
here. I mean, of course. And here he is, we've got all the problems in the world, and he's focusing on getting rid of the national anthem. So that's one of his crusades. That was his word. What is he also a big fan of? The fairness doctrine, to silence talk radio. So here's a guy who wants to get rid of the national anthem and who wants to curtail other people's free speech rights. But if anyone were to question his patriotism, he would puff up with feigned indignation. How dare you question my patriotism? Dude, you just said you want to get rid of the national anthem.
Every time I hear it, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed every time.
Sean, I'm a Democrat, but I'm also, full disclosure, a friend of Bill Press, and this is an abomination, what he said. I'm an American first. I worked in Serbia with Bill to fight Milosevic. We put our lives literally on the line. And for him to say what he did is just disgusting.
What it is. I think he wants attention. Because he doesn't have
But it's pathetic. It's just pathetic.
Yeah, but we see this happen a lot in radio, right?
Well, yeah, people do rating stunts, but to go after the anthem, here's my question. If you're Bill Press and your whole goal in life now is to change the national anthem, maybe God Bless America? Would that be too theocratic for him? I mean, they're a very difficult bunch to please sometimes, Sean, the left.
See, I think the hard left, though, thinks this way. And you've been to Afghanistan and Iraq how many times?
14, 9/11.
So,
a lot. But
are they all brave? Yes.
Absolutely. And are we the only country with brave citizens? No, of course not. But there's nothing to be ashamed of, to be proud of our country, proud of the roots and the men and women who started this country and who founded it and that had to fight for our freedom.
It's not a question of ideology. It's a question we're all Americans.
Absolutely.
I salute what you've done. I think every American should, regardless of political philosophy.
All right, we got to take a break, and I don't know what we did with our football. We lost it. It's a tradition. Where's the football? There you go. All right, Leanne throws us out. Go ahead. More of the Great American Panel.
Why isn't the economy stronger? In the seconds it takes to watch this, our national debt will increase $1.4 million. In 2008, Barack Obama said,
"We can't mortgage our children's future on a mountain of debt."
Now he's adding $4 billion in debt every day, borrowing from China for his spending. Every second, growing our debt faster than our economy. Tell Obama, stop the spending.
Powerful ad.
Yeah. It is powerful because that's something that even people like me who aren't a political person, you're just out there and you look at that, you understand what that means. You're like, every second? That's outrageous. I mean, hasn't Obama spent more money and caused more debt than every president combined?
That's correct.
That to me, that resonates with me because that really
Well, and he was the one complaining about George Bush's $4 trillion in debt in 8 years, and this is...
He called it unpatriotic.
Unpatriotic.
Now he's already eclipsed $5 trillion himself in less than one term. And look, I mean, here's a guy who's going to add, if his budget passes, and it got 0 votes, but hypothetically, if it passed, $11 trillion added to the national debt over 10 years. We're already at $16 trillion, and his own Treasury Secretary told Paul Ryan, we don't have a plan. We just don't like yours. That's the leadership we have in this country right now.
Yeah, last night, I think, underscored the degree to which voters in Wisconsin don't want more big government spending, recognize the need that we've got to do something about pensions and benefits. Bottom line, it wasn't a good night for Obama. That ad, as a political professional, is an excellent statement of people's concern about spending. The president's in deep trouble, Sean.
Exactly right. When it comes to Wisconsin, I mean, the people voted. He actually got more votes this time than he did the original first time, because people understand you cannot keep spending like that. Everybody has to take some sort of responsibility, pull in the reins, because in the end, it's going to be better for all of us in future generations. You cannot just keep spending like that.
But I'm encouraged that people seem to get it on the debt.
Finally.
Yeah, and it takes a scary moment like this, where we already have the gross debt over 100% of GDP. We're seeing what's playing out in the streets of Europe. It is terrifying, and I think people are realizing that could come here.
You said before this Wisconsin election that if, in fact, Walker's reelected, and it was a bigger number than any of us thought, that it was going to it was over for Obama. I think it was.
Yeah, I think right now what the Wisconsin numbers showed is, one, that state, as Mike Barone said today, is dead even. The national vote is trending for Romney. There is no argument.
Are you, as a Democrat, going to vote for Romney?
I am unhappy with both candidates. I am not committed to either one, and I don't see myself voting for Obama.
We need a businessman as our president. We need somebody who understands numbers and who understands business. We need to run this country like the business that it is, not somebody that's going to put hypotheticals out there and think that this is just some dreamland to mess with people's money.
You get to throw us out. Great to see you all. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.